Now, you've been a part of the #1 Indian team, Test #1 team. In fact, 2009, you were a part of the team when India became #1. Would you say that this is the best #1 team? Ravi Shastri said that it's the best touring side in 15, 20 years. What do you have to say?
No, that is what Ravi Shastri has to decide, and that is what people need to decide as well. People will make huge statements. People are bound to make huge statements when they're involved with the team as well. Ultimately, it's the public, it's the people who needs to decide that who's been... Personally, if you ask me, there has been no best in, teams which has toured abroad. Ultimately, it's the results that matter. And even if you've got the results in your favor, there's always room for improvement as well. The moment you start talking about you being the best touring side ever to tour overseas, it means there's a stagnation that is coming on. And you've got to be humble in your achievements as well. When we ended up winning in New Zealand, neither MS Dhoni, neither Gary Kirsten ever gave a statement that it is the best team, Indian team touring abroad. Even when we won a CB series in Australia, even when we drew a series in South Africa. So I think you got to be humble in your success. Plus, obviously, we haven't achieved so much of success overseas. We've lost in South Africa. We've had a shocker in England. So saying this, obviously, it's got to be very childish from my point of view.
So, would you say that India's success rate could be higher in Australia this time around? Because, you know, it really comes down to Australia's batting that isn't that great at this time around.
Plus, obviously, they've got the two best players not there as well. And it's a massive advantage for India. Plus, India's got a bowling attack as well. Look, I think it's both ways. Australia doesn't have the batting lineup. Plus, India's got the bowling attack to take 20 wickets, which India's been very fortunate. Virat Kohli has been very fortunate. Plus, a credit needs to go to Virat Kohli for identifying these kind of bowlers as well and sticking to them as well. And not many a times when India's toured abroad that we've had the bowling lineup to take 20 wickets. We were always dependent on one or two bowlers. But if you see this kind of a lineup, I think people contribute together to take 20 wickets. So it's about, I think, India putting runs on the board, and you've got the bowling attack to get 20 wickets. Plus, I think Australia doesn't have the two best batters. If you don't have the two best batters in Test cricket, you can manage in T20 and one-day cricket.
How much credit will you give to Virat Kohli for, getting together this team, the team that has now gone to Australia, the Virat Kohli and the team management?
Look, I think MS has stuck to these players as well. I think most of these players came under MS Dhoni, and then Virat has just taken over from there. Yes, you got to give him credit that he's stuck to these kind of players. He's identified these players and he's stuck to it. So there's no doubt that we got to give him credit, and especially from the bowler's point of view, he's identified these 4 or 5 fast bowlers who he feel that probably completes the entire attack as well, and they're good enough for any conditions as well. And that is something which is very important. Plus, these guys have got the experience now. Ishant Sharma is 90 Test matches old. Mohammad Shami's got 38 or 40 Test matches. Umesh Yadav the same. Bhuvneshwar Kumar the same. The only inexperienced fast bowler you've got, plus who's your X factor, is Jasprit Bumrah. But the kind of bowler he is,
Would you say he's leading the pace attack?
I think he's probably the best fast bowler in the world right now in all the 3 formats. If you see Test cricket, one-day and white ball cricket, he's probably the best. He is the best fast bowler in the world going around, because he's someone who's giving you that X factor. Look at his performance in South Africa, in England and in Australia. I think he's stood out from the rest of the pace attack, and he's your go-to bowler as well. And especially when he's only 6 or 7 Test matches old, and if he becomes the leader of your attack, this shows the quality of a bowler.